I arrived here to be a butcher with $0. No animals, no land, no way to move livestock. Just a truck, a fishing rod, and an abandoned slaughterhouse that hasn't been used in years. A place like this only works if animals come through the door, and right now, nothing can. So everything has to be built from the bottom. Cleaning the place up, making the first money the hard way, and working up the food chain. Chickens first, then sheep, then bigger animals if this place survives long enough. The question is, can a butcher business actually be built from nothing? Or does this place stay abandoned for good? Let's find out. This is it, an abandoned slaughterhouse, and the only thing I own in the world right now. My name's Evan Holt, and this place was left to me. An old slaughterhouse that shut down years ago, and nobody wanted anymore. It's been sitting empty ever since. No animals coming in, no product going out. Just concrete, steel, and a lot of problems waiting inside. Walking in, it doesn't take long to see how bad it is. Old equipment, rotting meat. The smell alone tells you this place hasn't worked in a long time. If this is ever going to run again, it needs a full clean before anything else can happen. The bigger issue is what's missing. I don't have animals. I don't have land to raise them. And I don't even have a trailer to transport livestock here. A butcher without livestock is useless. So the only way forward is to start small. Chickens first. They're cheap, they don't need land straight away, and if I can get them to the right age, this place can finally turn on. But before any of that happens, I need money. And right now, the only thing I own that can make $1 is a fishing rod. There's a trout pond nearby. It's not much, but it's a start. And if this place is ever going to come back to life, it starts there. We leave the slaughterhouse with absolutely nothing in the bank. It's August, we've got $0 to our name. Pulling up, the water's full of movement. Trout swimming just below the surface, breaking the water every few seconds. Standing here with a fishing rod in my hands, it's obvious this isn't going to be quick, and it's definitely not going to be exciting. This is slow, repetitive work, and it's going to take time. There it is, first trout, $100. Another cast, another fish, another 100. Nothing fancy, just steady progress. After that, time starts to blur together. Afternoons turn into evenings. Fish get sold off at the local market, and slowly, the balance starts creeping up, $3,500. Every dollar earned right here at this pond. It's not a fortune. Time to head back. Pulling into the yard again, this still doesn't feel like a farm. It's a factory. If this place is going to work at all, it starts with chickens. It costs about $2,500, which hurts, but there's no way around it. Walking up to it, it's basic. Mesh fencing, a small patch of grass, room for 31 birds. Chickens can only go into the butchery at 6 months old. Anything younger isn't usable. The good news is the local livestock dealer sells birds at that age. Looking at the store catalog, a pallet of chicken feed costs $1,500. After buying the coop, we're sitting at just under $1,000 in the bank, which isn't enough. So there's only one option. Back to the pond. A few more afternoons fishing. More trout sold. $100 at a time. Slow, steady, and repetitive. Eventually, the balance clears $2,000. That's enough to move again. Just over $2,000 in the bank. It's still not much, but it's the difference between being stuck and being able to take the next step. At the store, the chicken feed pallet is sitting there waiting. $1,500 spent on feed. We load it onto the truck, strap it down properly, and take a second to check everything over before pulling away. This is the first purchase that actually feeds into the business, not just keeps us afloat. Next stop is the livestock dealer. Pulling into town, this is the place I've been aiming for. Larson's Loyal Livestock. If anyone's going to have the animals, the advice, or even just a bit of local knowledge to help get this moving, it's going to be here. This is where the butcher side of this whole idea really begins.
Hey there, what can I help you with?
Hi, are you Floyd?
That's me.
Name's Evan. I'm new in town. I've taken over the old slaughterhouse just outside here, the one that's been abandoned for years.
Oh yeah, I know the place. Didn't realize anyone was doing anything with it.
I'm trying to get it running again, starting small, chickens to begin with.
That's a smart way to do it. What do you need?
Honestly, transport. I don't have a trailer yet, and that's holding everything up.
I figured. Tell you what, I've got an old chicken trailer out front. Still works. You can take it today and pay me back $500 when you're able.
That would help me a lot. I appreciate that.
No problem. If you're buying birds from me anyway, it makes sense.
I'll make sure you get paid back.
I'm sure you will. Let's get you set up. And here's my number. Call me if you need anything. Nice to meet you, Evan, and good luck.
Nice to meet you too. I back the truck up and line it up with the trailer. It's old, clearly something Floyd put together himself years ago, but it's solid, and it does exactly what it needs to do. $439 gone. 20 chickens and 1 rooster. That leaves us with $353 in the bank. The chickens shift around as the trailer rattles behind the truck. For the first time since arriving, something is actually moving toward the slaughterhouse instead of away from it. We unload the chickens and get them settled in. Nothing fancy, just food, water, and a bit of space to breathe. It's a small setup, but it's enough. I shut the truck off and step back for a second, just to take it in. A month ago, this was just an abandoned slaughterhouse and an idea that probably shouldn't have worked. Now there are animals on site, a coop in the yard, and a reason for this place to exist again. But as August comes to an end, this place is no longer dead. It's finally started. All right, September already. The place looks completely different to how it did when we first arrived. It's taken a lot of cleaning, a lot of scrubbing, and more patience than I thought I had, but the slaughterhouse is finally back to a hygienic standard. Out here at the chicken pen, progress is slower. We've only got 15 eggs so far. To make a full pallet, I need 1,000, so eggs aren't going to be paying the bills anytime soon. The chickens themselves look healthy though. Plenty of food, plenty of space, and that's something at least. I think it's time to stop waiting and start processing. I'll hook the trailer up and load a few chickens in. If this is going to work, the butchery needs to be running. 10 chickens loaded up and brought around to the drop-off bay. They don't last long once they're inside, but that's the reality of this place. Each chicken should give around 35 fillets once they're processed, but even then, it's not much. I need 1,000 fillets for a single pallet. That means close to 30 chickens just to make one sellable load. Right now, I've got $333 in the bank. So instead of waiting, I think the best move is to head back to the animal dealer and see how many 6-month-old chickens I can afford. 6-month-old chickens are $50 each. With what I've got, I can afford 6 of them. That leaves me with $33. I'll drop these ones back into the pen for now. They'll help with breeding, and every extra chicken counts at this stage. But now, I'm completely out of money. So the trailer goes down, the truck turns around, and it's back to the trout pond again. Not ideal, but fishing's still the only way I can keep this place alive between sales. A couple of trout later, it's not much, just a few $100s at best. As September comes to an end, we're barely scraping by, but at least things are moving. November already. Checking on the chicken pen, we've got a mix of ages now. Chicks, juveniles, adults. It takes 2 months for them to reproduce, and even then, it's slow. Inside the factory, the first batch of processed chickens is finished. Those 10 birds made 451 fillets. That's not even half a pallet. Doing the math properly now, it's clear. I need around 30 chickens per pallet if this is going to be sustainable, which means bulk buying is the only way forward. Just enough fishing to scrape together a bit more cash. Back at the pen, I'll load 12 more chickens straight into the trailer. They go straight into processing. That should get us very close. With $254 in the bank, it's back to the animal dealer one more time. At $50 each, I can afford 4 more 6-month-old chickens. That should be enough to finally hit a full pallet. 4 loaded, $200 spent, and straight back to the factory. These go straight into processing as well. If the numbers are right, December should be the turning point. December arrives, and the bills hit before the money does. For a brief moment, we're $40 in the red. But inside the factory, there it is, 1 full pallet of chicken fillets, 1,000 liters. After months of scraping, fishing, counting every dollar, this is the first real product this place has ever produced under my name. This is where it finally starts to feel real. From here on, the process is simple. Buy chickens, process them, sell the pallets, repeat. Checking the prices, Casey's gas station in town is paying well right now. $2,374 per pallet. That's enough to buy a serious number of chickens and feed them straight back into processing. It's taken longer than I hoped, and it's been tighter than I expected. But this is the first proper step forward. Lifting the first ever pallet of chicken fillets into place feels surreal. This is the moment everything changes. $3,324 from one pallet. That's more money than I've had since arriving here. And now that we know the numbers add up, there's only one thing to do. Buy more chickens. With $3,000, I can afford 60 birds. So that's what I do. 60 chickens loaded up, $3,000 spent, 2 pallets worth of fillets already in motion, and I've still got $284 left in the bank. Not a bad way to roll into the new year. Back at the factory, the unloading is quick. All 60 go straight into processing. If everything runs the way it should, this should be the last time I ever need to fish for money. From here on, the butchery needs to carry itself. January arrives, and the bank balance is sitting at $98. Not much on paper, but that doesn't tell the whole story. 2 full pallets of chicken fillets are ready to go, and there's already 200 liters toward the next one. This is what progress actually looks like. I hook the trailer up, load both pallets by hand, strap them down, and head straight back to Casey's. 6 months in, and we're finally operating like a real business. The gas station is happy to take the lot. 2 pallets sold at $3,154 each. I pull back into Larson's Loyal Livestock and head inside to find Floyd. That trailer changed everything, and it's time to pay him back. Hey Floyd, got a minute?
Yeah, how's the butchery going?
It's finally moving. I wanted to come in and square things up for that trailer. You took a chance on me when I had nothing.
Looks like it paid off. You've been busy.
I owe you $500 for it.
Tell you what, $400's more than enough. You've been buying plenty of chickens off me already.
You sure?
Yeah, good business on both sides. Long as you keep coming back, we're even.
That won't be a problem. I'm only just getting started.
I had a feeling. I'll keep stock ready for you.
Appreciate it, Floyd. Thanks again. No point slowing down now. I pull up to the buy point and load another 60 6-month-old chickens. $3,000 spent. Back to the factory they go, straight into processing. Then it's straight back again. Another 60 chickens loaded, another $3,000 gone. $7 left in the account. By the time I unload the second run, the factory is full. 120 chickens all processing at once. Standing inside, listening to the machines running, it finally hits me. This place is alive again. The work is brutal, the margins are tight, and there's no room for mistakes. But as January comes to an end, everything is finally moving in the right direction. And heading into February, this feels like the start of something big. February arrives hard and fast. The snow sets in thick. Walking up to the loading area, it's hard not to smile. 4 full pallets of chicken fillets are sitting here ready to go. Right now, the bank balance is sitting at negative $180, but that's about to change. I load all 4 pallets onto the truck, stacking them carefully, strapping everything down tight. With the roads icy and visibility low, I take it slow heading into town. I creep around the corner, line things up, and start unloading. 4 pallets sold at $3,120 each. Just like that, the balance jumps to $12,302. That's a massive moment. And with that kind of money behind us now, it's time to scale properly. This time, we're not scraping together loose change. At $50 each, I buy 90 6-month-old chickens. $4,500 gone in one hit. We've got 180 chickens going through the factory. That leaves us with $3,300 in the bank. I'm tempted to keep buying, but this time, I stop. Going negative again would undo everything we've just built. So for now, we park the trailer, shut the truck down, and get back to work inside. February ends with the process locked in. Over the next couple of months, the pattern stays the same. By early summer, the numbers are finally strong enough to start thinking beyond survival. That's when I spot it. A used Virtus 135 tractor. 126 horsepower, sitting on sale. 47% off. It's exactly the size we need. Strong enough to tow properly. Not oversized. Not cheap, but a good deal. After a bit of thought, I pull the trigger. Just over $50,000 spent. A couple of months later, I add a flatbed trailer with barriers for $25,000 more. The pickup truck just isn't cutting it anymore with the number of pallets we're moving. These upgrades hurt the bank balance, but they save time. And time is becoming just as important as money now. By the time everything's parked up, we're sitting at $33,500 left in the account. It feels like starting again, but this time with proper tools. Standing back, the tractor looks right at home here. Front loader attached, pallet forks ready. Even if we haven't needed them yet, it's good to know they're there. Inside the factory, the scale of things really hits. We've managed to stockpile 1,080 chickens. That's 3 full months of processing queued up, since the factory can only handle 360 per month. For the first time, production is running ahead of sales, not the other way around. That gives us breathing room. It means summer could be the point where this place really takes off. Stepping back outside, I look over the fence toward Field 101, a full grass field right next to the factory. If we're serious about the next phase, that land is key. Checking the delivery age list again, the next step becomes clear: sheep. We can buy them at 8 months, but they can't be processed until 14. That means 6 months of holding them, feeding them, and planning ahead. They've got a 5-month gestation period too, which means every group we buy will produce lambs before they're ready for slaughter. Another 3 months pass by, from June through to September. The routine settles in. We've signed a contract with a local groceries and general wares store to exclusively sell our chicken fillets to them. That kind of stability changes everything. September arrives, and for the first time, things actually feel comfortable. The bank balance is sitting at $62,000. The loading area is packed with pallets of chicken fillets ready to move. I climb into the tractor, hitch the delivery trailer on, and pull up alongside the pallets. One by one, they go on. Carefully stacked, evenly balanced, strapped down tight. By the time I'm done, there are 37 pallets ready to go. This is the month we've been waiting for. September is the best month of the year to sell chicken fillets. I check the contract prices one more time. $2,300 per pallet. There's no question about it. This is the right time to sell. I pull onto the road, take it steady, and line up at the drop-off. One by one, the pallets unload. By the time the last pallet's gone, we're sitting at $162,000. Exactly $100,000 profit from a single delivery. That's the biggest moment this place has seen so far. Heading back, the focus shifts immediately to what comes next. Year 1 has proven the model. Year 2 needs expansion. I pull back into the yard and stop beside Field 101. It's been sitting there this whole time, grass already grown, right next to the factory. This field changes everything. $86,500. Good yield potential. A mix of loam and silty clay. Field 101 is ours. For the first time, the factory actually has land to work with. I take a quick look at Field 106 just above us. 114,000. Excellent yield potential. Not yet, but soon. Back in the tractor, the next problem becomes obvious. If we're going to use this grass, we need the right equipment. We'll need a mower, and we'll need a forage wagon. At the shop, the Kuhn GMD catches my eye. 3.1 meter working width. $13,500. Straight after, I look at the Boss Alpine forage wagon. $30,000. It's not cheap, but it lets us cut and collect in one pass. At the pickup area, I hitch the forage wagon first, then mount the mower on the front. It's a solid setup. This tractor is the perfect size for it. Back at the field, everything lines up. Mower down, forage wagon ready, engines on. And just like that, we're cutting grass and collecting it at the same time. This field isn't just about feed, it's about the future. Right here is where the sheep pen is going to go. Once this area is cleared, we can finally move into the next tier of production. By the time the wagon's full, we've collected 16,000 liters of grass. and then the problem hits. We've got nowhere to put it. So with the remaining money, I make the call. The sheep paddock goes up. Fences in. Water connected. Feed trough ready. The grass gets tipped straight in. This is all sheep will need: grass, space, and time. After unloading, the balance is down to $9,250. Not much, but it's progress. We finish cutting the rest of the field, and while that's happening, there's something else worth showing. Over the last few months, I discovered a storage system under the factory, an old underground silo that had been completely unused. It took some cleaning and repairs, but it's now fully operational. Grass, grain, anything loose can be vacuumed straight through the wall and stored below the building. It's ventilated, protected, and takes up no extra space. Honestly, it's one of the best finds we've had. By the time the field's finished, we've got 88,000 liters of grass stored safely underground. Plenty, even though we don't actually have any sheep yet. With everything unhooked and parked up, reality sets in. We can't afford sheep right now. Between buying the land, the machinery, and setting everything up, we've spent the money we'd normally be reinvesting into chickens. It's a mistake, but a necessary one. So for the next few months, the sheep paddock is going to sit empty while we rebuild the chicken operation. Back at the animal dealer, with just over $9,000 in the bank, I can only afford 2 runs of 90 chickens, 180 total. It's only half of what we really need, but it'll keep things moving. Now we just need to build the money back up. As September comes to an end and October approaches, the next phase is clear. October rolls in and the focus is clear. We need to get chicken production back to full speed as quickly as possible. If we can do that, sheep won't be far behind. I hitch the pallet trailer back up and roll around to the loading bay. 7 pallets ready this time. It's not a big month, but it's enough to keep things moving. Pulling into the general wares drop-off, the balance is sitting at negative $380. It's tight, but expected. 7 pallets sold, and just like that, we're back above water. A little over $15,000 in the account. That gives us some breathing room. Straight from there, it's back to Larson's loyal livestock. No messing around. 90 chickens loaded up and brought straight back. Then another run, and another. By the end of it, 270 chickens are going through the factory. It's not quite the 360 we'd like, but it's close enough that next month should be back to normal. Right now, we're basically breaking even. Every dollar coming in is going straight back out. But sometimes, that's what progress looks like. November arrives, and the routine continues. The tractor's already hooked up as I pull into the loading bay. 9 pallets waiting this time. That's better. I head back to the store, line up, and unload. The numbers tick up to $23,500. For the first time in a while, there's a real decision to make. If we want sheep ready by next year, they need to be growing now. Before spending anything, I take a look at what we're not using. The bale grab, the pallet fork, the front loader arms. They made sense at the time, but with the forage wagon doing the work, they've just been sitting there. I sell all 3. The balance jumps from $23,500 to $32,500. Better, but still not enough. The sheep trailer we need costs $25,000. If I buy it now, there won't be enough left to actually run the place. So that idea gets parked for another month. Instead, it's back to what we know works. I return to the animal dealer and start loading chickens again, 90 at a time, run after run. This time, I don't stop early. By the time the money runs out, we've got over 560 chickens in processing. That's huge. It means next month, we won't need to buy nearly as many. We can finally start stockpiling cash again. The downside, we're down to $6 in the bank. That's cutting it closer than I'd like. We'll probably dip into debt next month, but with this many chickens queued up, the recovery should be quick. Standing back, heading deeper into winter, the picture's finally coming together. Chicken production is back on track. The sheep paddock is ready. The only missing piece is time and a bit more money. January arrives. We cut straight through December and land on our feet. There's money back in the bank, and more importantly, production never stopped. There are 13 full pallets of chicken fillets ready to go. That's a good way to start the year. Once everything's stacked and strapped down, it's straight back into town. January prices aren't great, but we can't sit on stock. Chicken needs to move while it's fresh, so whatever we get this month, we'll take it. By the time the last pallet's unloaded, we've added another 30,000 on top. That puts us right around 62,000 in the bank. A strong start to the year. The Flegel livestock trailer catches my eye. It's simple, affordable, and it'll carry up to 13 sheep at a time. $25,000. It's not flashy, but it gets us into sheep properly, so let's do it. At the pickup point, I back up, hitch it on, double-check everything, and head straight across the road to the animal dealer. I take a proper look this time. Landrace of Bentheim sheep, 8 months old, $488 each. They're exactly what we need. I start small, 10 sheep for now. That's just under 5,000 spent, leaving us plenty of room to keep the chickens moving as well. Back at the factory, the sheep are unloaded into the paddock and settled in. Food, water, space. That's all they need right now. The important thing with sheep is patience. We have to hold on to them for 6 months until they reach 14 months old. In that time, they'll also produce a set of lambs. So once this cycle gets going, it should start feeding itself. I hitch the chicken trailer back up and head to the animal dealer again. 90 chickens per run, $4,500 each time. 4 runs later, the factory is full. 360 chickens going through processing, which is the maximum this place can handle in a month. Inside, everything's running flat out. Chickens on the line, sheep settled outside. And we're still holding on to around $9,000. When the money allows, we'll add more sheep. I head out to the sheep paddock again and take another look. 20 sheep in total now. We spent around $10,000 on them altogether. It's a long-term investment, but it should pay itself back many times over. These sheep stay here until 14 months old. Then they go into the butchery. In the meantime, the lambs they produce will grow, mature, and eventually replace them. February rolls around, and the first thing I do is check on the sheep. They've eaten about 1,000 liters of food so far. Plenty left, and we've got heaps stored underground. They're doing fine. Over at the loading bay, 12 pallets of chicken fillets are ready to go. Same routine as always. I load them up and head into town again, keeping the income flowing. At the store, everything unloads cleanly, and the balance climbs to around $40,000. Month by month, it's building. Standing back, one problem becomes obvious. The chicken trailer was perfect to start with. 90 chickens at a time was manageable when we were small. But now, we're moving 360 chickens every month. 4 trips back and forth every time. There's a better way. There's a larger chicken transport trailer available. One that can carry the full 360 chickens in a single run. It's expensive, but it would save an enormous amount of time. After thinking it through, I decide to do it now. First step, the old trailer has to go. I head back to the shop, pull into the selling bay, and list it. It sells for $10,200. Honestly, Floyd gave us an incredible deal on it back then. Now we can make the move. I pull up the FarmTech DPW chicken transport trailer. This thing is massive, built to carry the full monthly load in one go. $30,000. It can only be towed by the tractor, but that's fine. That's what we bought it for. I buy it. At the pickup point, I hitch it up, take a moment to look it over, and then start the drive back. We've already bought chickens this month, but from next month onward, everything gets faster. Back at the factory, I park the new trailer alongside the building and unhook it. $2,000 left in the bank. Cutting it close, but worth it. Looking out over the field, everything's gray and brown under winter skies. Montana in February isn't exactly welcoming. The sheep are settled, the chickens are processing, and the infrastructure is finally in place. As February comes to an end, things feel solid. March is next, and from here on, it's all about letting the systems work. March begins quietly. No big moments, just work to be done. I hitch the pallet trailer up and pull around to the loading bay. 13 pallets ready this time. They go on one by one, strapped down, and then it's straight back into town. There's only about $1,600 left in the bank right now, so this run matters. At the general store, everything unloads cleanly. By the time the last pallet's off, the balance jumps to just under $35,000. That's exactly what we needed. I head back to the warehouse, park the pallet trailer up, and for the first time, I hitch up the new chicken transport trailer. Pulling out of the yard with this thing behind the tractor feels completely different. One trip, one load, a full month's worth of chickens. 6-month-old chickens, 360 of them, $18,000. That's the new rhythm. Spend $18,000 and bring in roughly double that the following month in fillets. The trailer is absolutely full as I pull away and head back to the factory. Back in the yard, everything unloads in one go. No repeat trips, no wasted time. $16,000 still sitting in the bank, and the factory is maxed out again. This is what efficiency looks like. April arrives, and this is the month we've been building toward. Black Welsh mountain sheep, 10 at a time, 4 loads, 40 sheep total. Just under $20,000 spent. Back at the factory, they're unloaded into the paddock and settle in quickly. Food, water, space. Standing back, the scale really starts to show now. They're going to eat a lot more grass, which means we're going to need to stay ahead of it. April closes out with things moving fast, but still under control. May rolls in, and the sheep are already producing wool. 2 full pallets so far. It's not the best time to sell yet, so I leave it for now. The first sheep we bought are now 12 months old. The newer ones aren't far behind. Everything's lining up. Over at the loading bay, 13 pallets of chicken fillets are ready again. Same routine, same route. It's repetitive, but it works. At the store, the sale pushes the balance up to $38,000. That's enough to keep moving. Straight from there, I swap trailers again and head back to the animal dealer. The big chicken trailer gets loaded once more. 360 chickens in a single run. Even after that, there's still around 20,000 left in the bank. Back at the factory, everything unloads smoothly. Floyd must be loving this. Month after month, we're keeping his place busy. With chickens sorted, I hitch the sheep trailer back up. We're not stopping at 40. Back at the dealer, I switch breeds this time. Swiss black-brown mountain sheep. Again, 10 at a time, 4 runs, 40 more sheep. Back at the paddock, they're unloaded and settle in alongside the others. 100 sheep in the pen now. That's a huge step. They're getting closer to slaughter age, and lambs won't be far off either. At this point, there's no avoiding it. We need more grass. With this many sheep, feed consumption is only going one way. I hitch up the mower and forage wagon again and head out to the field. As the grass falls and the wagon fills, it's clear how far this place has come. We're broke at the end of most months, but we're not losing money. Everything is being reinvested. Machinery is kept to the minimum, only buying what we actually need. Looking ahead, the ideas start stacking up. Pigs could be next, but they'll need proper feed. Corn, maybe. That means cropping, more land, more planning. And after that, cows. If we can pull it off over the next couple of years, this place could be fully operational. By the time the last of the grass is collected and stored underground, the balance is down to about $500, just enough to cover the bills. Everything's parked up, engines off. May comes to a close quietly. And as we head into June, the foundation is finally there. June begins with a check on the sheep, and the numbers have jumped. We're up from 100 to 120. 20 lambs have just been born. That's huge. It also means that in one more month, the very first sheep we ever bought will finally be old enough to go into the slaughterhouse. There's going to be a steady flow of sheep coming through here over the next few months. Just like we expected, the trough's dropping fast. So it's time to top it up. I drive it straight over to the paddock and unload the lot into the feed trough. 16,000 liters in one go. That should keep them happy for at least another month or two. And on top of that, the wool's really starting to pile up now. I hitch up the pallet trailer, which is already loaded with 12 pallets of chicken fillets, and head into town. The bank balance is sitting at negative $79, so this run is definitely needed. By the time the last pallet's gone, we're back up to just over $34,000. That feels good. Back at the factory, I unhook the pallet trailer and immediately hitch up the chicken transport trailer. Same routine as always now. I head to the animal dealer, pull in, and load up a full month's worth. 366-month-old chickens, $18,000 spent. That drops us to around $16,000 in the bank, but having that buffer feels comfortable now. Back in the yard, all 360 chickens unload in one go, straight into processing. Inside the slaughterhouse, everything's running flat out again. Lots of work ahead, but this place needs to keep pumping. As June rolls into July, there's time to step back and take it in. 2 years ago, this was an abandoned slaughterhouse. Now it's running chickens at full capacity, sheep are established, lambs are being born, and wool's stacking up. Looking ahead, pigs are starting to creep into the picture. Minimum slaughter age is 6 months. We can buy them younger, but that means holding them, feeding them, and planning ahead. That's a problem for later. Back in July, the focus snaps straight back to the sheep. For the first time, we've got 14-month-old sheep on the list. The original ones we bought back in January are finally ready. That's a huge milestone. 10 of the 14-month-olds go into the trailer first. It's a short drive across the yard to the drop-off bay. They unload into the slaughterhouse. It's not easy to watch, but this is why they're here. I head back and load the remaining 10. Another short trip, another unload. Just like that, 20 sheep are ready to be processed. Inside, I stop and take a proper look at the numbers. Each sheep produces roughly 150 units of mutton and 150 of chivan. That means about 7 sheep per pallet per product. With 20 sheep going through, we should end up with close to 3 pallets of mutton and 3 pallets of chivan. 6 extra pallets we didn't have before. That's a serious boost. It's hard not to feel proud. Chickens are running at capacity, sheep are established, lambs are coming through, wool is building up. And with that, the first 2 years come to an end, ready for whatever comes next.